environment, you've got a very good performing database. Right? Middleware, application server type environments, it's not disk I/O you're worried about, it's memory I/O. Moving data memory to memory and processing things, that sort of thing. This machine is optimized for memory I/O. So you've got a database machine optimized for disk I/O, middleware machine, an Exalogic machine, obviously engineered specifically to run web logic, hence the name, okay? Optimized for memory I/O. Okay, and here's all the particulars as far as, again, InfiniBand Fabric is in there. It's X number, 360 cores in a full rack. That's huge. Thank you. And it's got the same solid state disk, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? One of the things that enables Exalogic from a cloud perspective is its multi-tenancy capabilities. I've only got 10 minutes, so I'm going to start going a little faster now. Multi-tenancy capabilities. So you've got the ability here to run isolated type of applications and keep them isolated and segregated from each other. Right? So if you're thinking of building out a private cloud, you want to be able to provision services to your constituents. You want them to be able to isolate those services so they don't step on each other. Exalogic gives you that ability. Right? And then if you use the two of them together, they're built in combination and it really gives you the best of all worlds there. Okay? The other thing we want to talk about also is now, if Exadata and Exalogic are Linux-based systems, we also have a general purpose similar machine for Solaris-based systems. Okay? So we call that our supercluster machine. It takes all of the capabilities that Exadata offers and Exalogic, puts it into a similar type cabinet, but this cabinet runs hardware that supports Sun Solaris, so that that capability is there too. And that machine can run, again, database workloads or application server workloads. All right? And here's the specifics on the supercluster. Okay? Lots of processing, lots of IOPS and all of that. Okay? Next, we want to move to the database appliance. Okay, so whereas the Exadata database machine is built for optimum performance to run your database, database appliance is we're calling it an appliance. Notice I didn't call it an appliance. This is built for optimum simplicity to run your Oracle databases. Okay? It's a self-contained box, processors, storage, networking to connect them, right? But it's built to be very simple. You'll get great performance here, not as great as you get with Exadata. Good performance here, but the idea behind the database appliance, almost plug and play, right? You plug it in, window comes, the screen comes up, you click a button to set up a database, and it just does it. And it really simplifies the use of running an Oracle database. Okay, simple and quick. That's what it's all about, the database appliance, simplicity. It doesn't scale past what it is. Whereas an Exadata machine, you can have a quarter box, a half box, or a full rack. You can take full racks and chain them together so you can get just a huge environment. This is 2 servers with two 6-core CPUs each, and that's all it's ever going to be. And you can't chain these together, okay? Because it's built to be simple, okay? One of the different things we do with the database appliance that Oracle has not done with any other product previously is we allow you to turn the cores on. You can start with 4 up to 24 as needed. So you only license what you need today. You don't license the whole box. If I only need 4 cores, I'll license 4 cores. In 2 years, I might need 12 cores. I'll turn 8 more on. I'll get 12 cores. I license 12 cores. 2 years into that, I got to turn the other 12 on for 24. I can do that. You grow incrementally with the database appliance. That's very unique across Oracle's product stack. Okay? And then the last thing we want to talk about is big data. Okay? Big data is all of that other stuff that doesn't fit neatly into a relational database schema. We're collecting all sorts of information, specifically in higher education and research. They're collecting gobs of information. What do they do with it? Well, the term has evolved called big data. Big data is just huge amounts of data that you need to go through to figure out what that data is telling you. Right? But Oracle has now built an appliance, we call it our big data appliance, that's built specifically to go through what we refer to or what the term big data means. Okay? And the big data appliance really falls into these two boxes, the acquisition of the data and the organization of that data. It uses all open source software, Apache Hadoop, to do the acquisition, and the Apache Hadoop map reducer to do the organization of that software, okay? And it is built specifically for this purpose. So again, it's engineered to be optimal and to be very efficient in running these workloads, okay? And here's the big data appliance that it runs on Linux. It's got a Java VM. It uses the Cloudera Hadoop, Cloudera Manager, right? It has open source R. R is a programming language like C, but R is different than C, right? R is all about analytics, so it's an analytic programming language, okay? There's what we call a NoSQL database in that. Because NoSQL is basically key value pairs, and that's what the Hadoop and the MapReduce is really going to decompress or really drill into your data and organize it in that manner. Okay, and then of course there are connectors, because what would I don't have a slide on that, but we would propose taking the data that you kind of boil down in your big data appliance, and then at that point, once you boil it down, then you can move it to a relational database like Oracle, like Exadata, in order to do the proper analysis on it. Okay. Speaking of analysis, we also have this Exalytics business machine. Okay? So we talk about business intelligence. You talk about data in your database, and you need a business intelligence solution in order to report on that. Okay? Exalytics is an appliance, or it's a machine, that's specifically built, again, it's engineered by Oracle, right? Specifically built to satisfy the needs of business intelligence requests. So if you're looking at huge amounts of data and you need to drill and you need to analyze data, the Exalytics machine takes that amount of data. It's got huge amounts of memory in it and software to manage that data in memory. So now remember I talked about earlier about database performance being all about disk I/O? That's really where the slowdown is. Well, think about if you can put all that data that's being on disk in memory, and then you report on it from memory, right? It's reporting at the speed of thought, basically. And that's what Exalytics can offer. Okay? So it has a terabyte of memory, right? Huge amounts of memory, 40 processing cores, high-speed networking built in. It's got ×10, which is an in-memory database that we've had for a while, okay, that used for specialty applications, but now we've kind of adapted that for this business intelligence solution. So it's got an in-memory database. It's got Essbase, which is the Hyperion was acquired by Oracle a couple of years back. Essbase was their OLAP Cube technology. Well, now we've taken Essbase and we've optimized it for pulling data from memory as opposed to disk. Right? So memory optimized Essbase. And then we've got these in-memory tools, and all of that sits under the Oracle Business Intelligence tools, which are state-of-the-art, industry-leading tools for analyzing and querying up data for use in business intelligence type applications. So the business intelligence suite that we offer, again, has been optimized for the in-memory capabilities of the Exalytics machine. Okay? So if you want to know about the latest and greatest from business intelligence, this is it. Okay? But all of these together provide this Oracle Big Data platform. Or, right, if you just go from here across, cloud platform to build your internal cloud. So you can offer out these services to your constituents within the university. All right? To manage all of this, Enterprise Manager now is 12C, C for cloud, right? It used to be 11G for grid. Well, we moved now to C. So you know the next release of the database will be Oracle 12C, right? Or Enterprise Manager 12C, and the reason why Enterprise Manager has jumped ahead of the other products in the naming convention is primarily because of the cloud management and chargeback capabilities that they've added to the new release, right? Because that's right where it needs to be from that perspective, right? So within Enterprise Manager, we talked about this earlier with regards to cloud.oracle.com. Self-service provisioning, the same interface that you would use for that. If you were to build your own internal cloud, you'd have that interface available for your constituents to self-service provision the services that they were looking for. Cloud resource request and monitoring. This is for your internal folks, if you're building your internal cloud, to monitor and manage what's going on in that environment. Metering and chargeback. Of course, this is very important from a cloud perspective. Those folks are going to be subscribing to the services, and you need to know how much of the service they're using so that you can charge them back, if that's how the cloud works. Okay? And engineered system management, the specific functionality built into 12c to manage the engineered systems that we talked about. Exadata, Exalogic, Exalytics. Okay, specific to enterprise management. Okay, so in summary, I hope I was able to convey to you today Oracle's complete breadth of offerings from a cloud perspective, whether you're looking to build an internal cloud yourself, subscribe to a public cloud for a monthly fee, or do something in the middle where it's managed for kind of a hybrid of all three. Okay, so at that point, we're done, and I'm 2 minutes ahead, and everything's good. If you've got questions, I'll take questions. Otherwise, thank you for coming.